Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 8 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 8 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter operations with integers. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well, right? So here I'm on grade 8 math. We're going to start with the first lesson, that is integer addition and rules. So let's just start with the first lesson, that is integer addition action rules. Okay, the first example is 3 plus negative 80 or negative. Basically, integers are the numbers that are with negative sign also, right? So we have to see if we add or subtract them, there is either positive or negative, right? So we have some rules when we are doing integer addition, right? So here is the rule. You can remember these rules, they are very easy. When you add a positive and a negative integer, if the positive integer has the bigger magnitude, the result is positive. If the negative integer has the bigger magnitude, the result is negative, right? Here you have 80 is has a bigger magnitude, right? Like 80 is a greater number and with a negative sign. That means answer must have a negative sign. Got it? Because the 80 greater number with a negative sign, so answer must have a negative. Got it? So here that is the rule for the integer addition. Whatever the sign is for the bigger number, the answer has the same sign, right? So here you have is 44 plus is 4 plus negative 70 positive or negative. Again, the bigger number is 77 with a negative sign, right? So that means answer be negative. Got it? That means the answer must be negative because the number is the number magnitude is 77 and is negative, so that means the answer is also negative. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the test questions, right? Okay, is negative 31 and plus negative or negative, right? So you are adding two negative integers, right? The the integer with greater magnitude is 92 and has a negative sign. That means the answer must be the answer negative, because the one with the greater magnitude is 92 and has a negative sign, so answer must be negative. The correct option is 7 plus 8 positive or negative, which is the correct option. The numbers are positive, right? So answer is also positive because both are positive. So answer is also positive. 7 plus 8 is 15. That's a positive number. Because are positive, so answer is also positive. Okay, is 32 minus 89 positive or so? You are subtracting two positive numbers, right? You are the greater one. A smaller number out of one. Answer is always a answer is negative. Answer is negative. Is negative 3 and minus 5 positive? Hello. Hello. Can you hear me now? Okay. So the next one is negative 3 minus 5 positive or negative? So negative it is. The correct option is negative. The next one is 40 take a negative 40 minus negative 4. So 40 is a number with a greater magnitude, right? So answer must be Positive. The correct option is positive. Is minus 6 negative, negative 7 positive or negative? Positive it is. The correct is positive. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is add and subtract using counters. Okay, you have to skip this one. That is move to the next lesson. Add and subtract integers. So let's see how do we add and subtract integers, right? The first one is negative 2 plus negative 7, right? Both the numbers are negative first, right? That means the answer must be negative. So you simply have to add them. 7 plus 2 is 9 is negative 9. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, that's the one we just did. Negative 2 plus negative 7. So which is the correct option? The correct option is negative 9. Option 1 is the correct option. Okay, negative 10 plus 8. So which is the correct option? You are adding a positive and a negative integer, right? So 10 has a greater magnitude. That means the answer is negative. So the correct option is negative 2, right? Negative 10 plus 8 is negative 2. Number 2 is the correct option. Okay, 6 plus minus 3. So 6 is a number with a greater magnitude, right? That means answer must be positive. And you have to adding a negative integer is same as subtracting. So 6 minus 3 is 3. The correct option is 3. Got it? The correct option is 3. 3 minus 2 is the correct option is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. 9 plus 8 equals, you have to add, right? Both the numbers are positive, so you have to add. The answer is 17. 9 plus 8 equals 17. Got it? 4 minus negative 4, which is the correct option? You, when you are subtracting a negative integer, is same as adding, right? Subtracting a negative integer is same as adding. So basically you have to do 4 plus 4. So 4 plus 4 equals 8. The correct option is 8, right? Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is add and subtract three or more integers. So adding and subtracting more than one integers is exactly the same way like you add, right? For example, the first one is negative 9 plus 10 minus negative 3, right? So start with the first numbers. They all are adding or subtracting, right? So you go from left to right. First thing is you have to add, you have to evaluate negative 9 plus 10, right? So 10 is the number with the bigger magnitude, so answer must be positive. You have to simply subtract. 10 minus 9 is 1. You solve this portion, that is 1, and the other part is minus negative 3. So subtracting a negative integer is same as adding. So that is 1 plus 3 and 1 plus 3 equals 4. So the correct option is 4, right? Let's just start with the practice question. Just make the pair of numbers, solve them in the form of pairs, and you will get your answer. Okay, so 0 plus 2 plus negative 9. So start with the first two, 0 plus 2, right? You have plus. So adding a negative integer is same as subtracting, right? Adding a negative integer is same as subtracting. So basically that is 2 take away 9. Now with the greater. Okay, the next one is negative 9 plus 3 plus 5. So start with the first two numbers. You have to evaluate negative 9 plus 3. 9 is a number with a greater magnitude, so the answer must be negative. So negative 9 plus 3 is negative 6. And negative 6 plus 5, again, 6 is the number with a greater magnitude, so answer must be negative. So negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. The correct option is negative 1. Sorry, I don't know. You cannot see my screen. I just know. Okay, so that is just let me just solve this one again, right? Negative 9 plus 3. Start from here. Negative 9 plus 3. 9 is a number with a greater magnitude and had a negative sign. That means answer must be negative. You have to subtract. Negative 9 plus 3 is negative 6. Now you are left with negative 6 plus 5. Again, 6 is a number with a greater magnitude, so answer must be negative. So negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. The correct option is option number 1, that is negative 1. The correct option is negative 1. Okay, the next one is negative 9 minus negative 1 minus negative 7. So start with the first two numbers, negative 9 minus 1, right? So subtracting a negative number is same as adding. It is negative 9 plus 1, right? Now 9 is a greater number with a greater magnitude, so answer must be negative. Negative 9 plus 1 is negative 8. Now add the last number minus negative 7. Again, subtracting a negative integer is same as adding. 8 is a greater number with the negative sign. Answer must be negative. Negative 8 plus 7 is minus 1. So the correct option is minus 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. These are the rules we have learned in the last two lessons. Just apply those rules here and solve the questions. So the correct option is negative 8. If you have any question, you can write down the question in the chat box. I can answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So the correct option is negative 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is start with the first two numbers 3 minus negative 1. So subtracting a negative integer is same as adding, that would be 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Now add the last part minus negative 3. So subtracting a negative integer is same as adding, so 4 plus 3 equals 7. The correct option is 7. Option number 1 is the correct option. The next one is 4 minus negative 3 plus negative 2. So you have to evaluate 4 minus negative 3 first. So subtracting a negative integer is same as adding, right? So 4 plus 3 is 7. Now add the last one plus minus 2. So adding a negative integer is same as subtracting. You have to evaluate 7 minus 2. And 7 minus 2 equals 5. So the correct option is 5. Option, right? The correct option is 5. 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 minus negative 3. Subtracting a negative number is same as adding. So that would be 5 plus 3 and 5 plus 3 equals 8. So the correct option is 8. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next one is add and subtract integers word problems. You can do the word problems on your own. Let's just start with the integer multiplication and division rules. So multiplication and division rules, you have to, these are the very easy rules. You just keep these rules in your mind. And okay, if two integers have the same sign, like both the numbers are positive, the answer is positive. If both the numbers are negative, the answer is negative, right? But if they have the different signs, in both the cases, the answer is negative, right? For multiplication and division, the rules are exactly same. If the two numbers have the same signs, the answer, like if both are positive, the answer is positive. If both the numbers are negative, the answer is negative. But if they have the different signs, their answer must be negative, right? So just look at the first example, negative 7 times 5. You are multiplying a negative and a positive number, answer must be negative. Got it? So negative 7 times 5 is negative 35. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the Test questions. Negative 24 divided by negative 2. So the rules are same. You are subtracting. You are dividing two negative numbers, right? Both the numbers are negative. So answer is positive, right? Because the rules we have just learned is if both the numbers have the same sign, the answer is positive. So negative 24 plus negative divided by negative 2 is also a positive number. Got it? The correct option is positive, right? Let's just select the correct option and move on to the next question. The next question is negative 12 times negative 2. Again, both the numbers have exactly same sign. So you are multiplying two numbers with the same sign. That means the answer must be positive. If they have the same signs, the answer is positive. The correct option is positive. Two times negative 3 positive or negative? So one of the number is negative. Answer must be negative. The correct option is negative, right? If either of the number is negative, the answer must have a negative sign. Is 22 divided by negative 2 positive or negative? Again, one of the number is negative, so answer must be yes, negative. It is the correct option is negative. Is negative 72 is negative 72 divided by negative 8 positive or negative? You are dividing two negative numbers, right? That means the answer is the correct option is positive because both the numbers have the same sign, so answer must be positive. Is negative 7 times 5 positive or negative? The correct option is negative 7 times because one of the number is negative, so answer must be negative. 1 divided by negative 1, positive or negative, you are dividing two numbers. One of the number is negative, so that means the answer must be negative. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is evaluate, multiply and divide integers. So now the rules we have learned in this lesson, now we have to apply those rules and find, we have to multiply or divide integers, right? So start with the first one, negative 6 times negative 8. So both the numbers have negative sign. That means answer must be positive. So simply multiply 6 times 8 is 48, right? Now you have to apply those rules we have learned in the previous lesson. So let's just start with the test questions. The first one is negative 14 divided by negative 7. Both the numbers are negative. So answer is the correct option is negative 14 divided, you are dividing two negative numbers, so answer must be positive. So 14 divided by 7, 7 times 2 is 14. The correct option is 2, right? Option number 1 is the correct option. It's 3 times negative 6, so which is the correct option? Yes, one of the number is negative, so answer must be negative. 3 times 6 is 18, that is negative 18, right? Option number 1 is the correct option. The next one is negative 2 times negative 6. So, which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is 12. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. 4 times negative 5, which is the correct option? The correct option is negative 20. Very good option. Number 1 is the correct option. Negative 4 times negative 3, which is the correct option? The correct option is option number 1 is the correct option, right? Negative 4 times negative 3 is 12. Option number 1 is the correct option. One times negative 7, which is the correct option? The correct option is option number 1. 1 times negative 7 is, yes, negative 7. It is option number 1 is the correct option. 7 times negative 1 is negative 7. It is option number 1 is the correct option. Negative 5 times negative 1, which is the correct option? Option number 1 is the correct option. Negative 5 times negative 1 is negative 6 times negative 8, which is the correct option? Forty-eight. Negative 6 times negative 8 is 48. The correct option is option number 1 is the correct option. 2 divided by negative 2, which is the correct option? The correct option is negative 1. 2 divided by negative 2 because one of the number is negative. So answer must be negative. Okay, we are done with the lesson. So we were working on grade 8 math. The chapter we were working on is operations with integers, and the lessons we have covered today are integer addition and subtraction rules, add and subtract integers using counters. That was moved to the next lesson grades, right? Add and subtract integers, add and subtract three or more integers, word problems you have to do on your own, integer multiplication and division rules, and multiply and divide integers, right? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you have any questions related to the lessons we have just finished, you can please ask questions. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Any questions? No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.